Ryobi just released some new tools. Let's talk about that. Okay, so it's a little weird that you're getting a Chip Happens episode before the main episode. I like to call these Tools Happen, because every time a manufacturer releases a tool or a new set of tools, I want to be one of the first to kind of talk to you guys about it. A lot of you guys are students, teachers, construction, industry people, and you're going to be looking for new tools, and you might need to, get a little bit of Mr. Garibaldi's advice on some of these new tools. Yesterday, I got the pleasure of sitting in a press conference for Ryobi and watching their release of these new tools. And I don't know what I was expecting. Some of these things I was very pumped about. Some of these things I'm not pumped about. And we're going to talk about it. As the year goes on and more manufacturers release tools, I will be adding on to these tools happen. They will be released same day. So that's exciting. Same day tool release, right? So you're hearing this on Friday, and it's going to be posted hopefully on Friday. It depends how long Apple takes to refresh and post. You may hear this on Saturday tomorrow, but you're going to hear this pretty much right away. Okay, we have a 4-mode 1/2-inch impact wrench. Okay, now Ryobi has been really pushing their 1+ HP line. I think I talked about that when I did my Black Friday tool review. So I'm going to look at all the tools they just released, and we're going to spend a little bit of time just looking at these and talking about, okay, a 4-mode impact wrench. They're kind of taking a lot of the newer manufacturers like Makita, or not newer, but like, how do I put this? The more well-known manufacturers like Makita, that sort of thing, they took them and are starting to steal a little bit of their technology, but not really steal, kind of borrow. I mean, we all know Ryobi's pretty much made by DeWalt anyways. So they're starting to add some things. That's cool. I was really hoping for new tools, and the next tool release, we got a new one. It's a 1-inch SDS Plus rotary hammer. These things are awesome. I do have Makita's version, but man, Rigid also has cool ones, but man, Ryobi has pretty insane. That looks insane. Like, how good they made this thing look. It's so compact and looks amazing, right? And it takes SDS Plus bits, which are not your typical drill bit, so that's pretty awesome. I actually am really pumped for this one. It's all coming soon, so I don't know what the prices are. I think they released the prices on the video, but it's okay. Okay, next one they have going is a new 1+ HP mower. It's an 18-volt lawn mower, 16-inch. Looks pretty good. Now, believe it or not, I used to work in a golf course, and I was a turf manager, so I do know my way around a lawnmower, but this one is a pretty sweet 40-minute run charge time. It comes with the battery and the charger you need for awesome. Now, one I am interested in is the Ryobi 1+ HP circular saw. I am actually in the market for a circular saw for my own home. Yes, I do have tons of tools and stuff in my own shop, but they mainly stay there, and I use different tools at home. I'm definitely looking into this one. I think it looks like a solid saw. It has a dust extractor, a vacuum dust extractor. That looks awesome. Adjustable depth gauge, and it's 7 1/4, which is important, right? 7 1/4 is probably the most standard size for a saw, so that's pretty awesome. And they used a die cast guard up top. Still using their kind of flimsy plastic guards that Ryobi uses for the bottom blade guard, but to each its own. That looks pretty sweet. I probably will be picking up that one when that time comes. Okay, now we have a basic regular hammer drill, and I know we have the rotary hammer drill over here, but this is just a hammer drill that does the drilling and the hammering with a little grip on the side. I've seen these. They're not too special. I mean, they're great for homeowners and stuff, but if you're really in the market for a hammer drill or drilling used mainly for hammer or stucco or masonry work, it's worth the extra money going with a rotary hammer for sure. Now we have a weed eater. This one's pretty sweet. It's twist to edge, so they have you can twist it to do edging, like you don't already do that before. So that's a little weird. It is adjustable cutting width, which is kind of crazy. You can adjust it from 11 to 13 inch for the width of cutting, and auto feed string. Yeah, pretty standard basic stuff. But I like the adjustable cutting width. That's pretty unique, and you haven't really seen that too much in at least string trimmers. I've used a ton from Echo, Steel, a bunch of string trimmers, and not a whole lot of them have adjustable cutting widths. That's pretty sweet that they introduced it in a more affordable tool. That's pretty awesome. Okay, moving on. And we had had the 4-mode compact driver. I've been waiting for this one. Just like my favorite Makitas, it comes with 4 modes that help with driving and changing your torque. They look pretty impressive and look pretty incredible. I actually kind of like the look of these a lot, and it's still their high performance brand. And there's also an angle grinder cutoff tool. We haven't really seen one of these for the 1 Plus HP, but now we see it. Looks pretty sweet. Cuts 200 cuts per charge. I wonder, cutting 3/8 inch rebar. Not too impressive, but I guess it is kind of impressive on there, but looks pretty nice. It's really small, looks a little compact. I'm pretty pumped for that one as well. So they did have, there's more. What? Okay, they have the blower. I actually own most of my home tools around my house. I don't really have a big enough house to justify gas-powered tools, so I went with Ryobi's 40-volt system, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. I went with their 40-volt system, and their 18-volt system is looking like it's really trying to take that place. Not take the place. They still have the 40 volts, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But this 350 CFM blower looks pretty sweet. They have that jet fan blower. Using the 40-volt blower, that thing is amazing. My wife always complains because the batteries die very quickly. But what she doesn't know is she's using the 2 amp hour battery when I have a 6 amp hour battery inside that gets a ton more uses out of it. Right? And I own a lot of yard tools, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. Moving on, we have another compact driver. It's an impact wrench, but it doesn't have those modes. So I'm assuming this one's going to be a little cheaper. It does have the same amount of torque. So it's about the same one, but without the little modes. Okay. The jigsaw. Okay, the jigsaw looks pretty cool. In school, I had the kids use Ryobi routers. Not routers, well, they use Ryobi routers, but Ryobi jigsaws. And the jigsaws are always really good quality. The only problem is, like, the plastic casing is kind of flimsy. It's not my favorite. But this one looks a little bit more rugged. Oh, man, it has a tool-free bevel adjustment. That was my biggest kind of gripe, is that after a while, and all the kids using it, the bevel adjustment on the back that adjusts the little base of the jigsaw gets kind of worn down, and that little screw comes off. And it looks like you just flip a lever and then it adjusts the bevel. So that's pretty cool. Has different orbital settings, work light. All right. Well, looks like they just changed that bevel adjustment, which is worth it in my personal opinion. Okay, moving on. We got a couple more. So we have the chainsaw. This is a 10-inch chainsaw and has faster cutting. Now, Ryobi's chainsaws are actually pretty good, my personal opinion. I have a 40-volt chainsaw from Ryobi. Fantastic. The only thing I wish is that the blade was longer. Now, the issue with Ryobi is that, yeah, my blade's supposed to be about 13 inches, but most of the blade is stuck back in the machine. Like this 10-inch blade, I doubt it's actually 10 inches of cutting. It's probably sucked back into the saw a little bit. Moving on, we have a brushless 1/2-inch drill driver, basic stuff. I think it has, a work light. That's about it. So it's something, and there it is. The next one is it comes with the two-piece combo set. However, their two-piece combo set, it is the hammer drill, not the rotary hammer drill. It's just the hammer drill and the drill driver that has the modes. Not drill driver, the impact that has those little modes on there. Pretty awesome if I do say the least. Oh, a hedge trimmer. Now, I've always been kind of interested in Ryobi's hedge trimmers. I like this one, and I might look at getting it. They have their hedge sweep, like debris removal. The thing with a hedge trimmer is that the top of the hedge trimmer is usually flat, and the problem is when you're cutting hedges or something, it bends over the blade or the head of the hedge trimmer, and it gets caught on the other side of the hedge trimmer. But this one has looks like a piece of metal coming up off of the hedge trimmer that allows any sort of debris or brush to hit the little sweep, is what they call it, and come off. I like that, actually. I haven't really seen that too much, and it looks like it's their own invention. So that's pretty cool that they are doing this sort of thing with that. But okay, and here's a basic two-tool combo set. Just drill driver and the basic impact. We've already seen these, though, so there's nothing crazy. A multi-tool! Watch out. Ryobi just introduced the 1 Plus HP multi-tool. It's a very small multi-tool. I have a Makita one at home, and it's pretty big. I also have a Milwaukee one at school, and it's also pretty big. This one looks really, really small. I'm really curious to see about its cutting capabilities. It cut through wood, plastic, drywall, metal, sanding. That's pretty cool. Okay, nothing crazy. That's pretty sweet. A multi-tool for a company like that small, pretty awesome. You have a drill driver kit, which is just your drill driver with 2 batteries. Oh my God, they released an auger, a 18-volt brushless 6-inch auger. I didn't see this one. I saw the 40-volt one, but they have a 6-inch auger. That looks incredible. Wow. It's a one-person auger. It's kind of small. I don't really think it'd be good for like my house that has a lot of hard pan or a lot of really hard soil, but if you're like gardening or something, this is an invaluable tool, man. This is awesome. Honestly, all this stuff's probably coming out in the spring anyways. That looks so sweet. I am wildly jealous of that auger. Okay, hammer drill kit, we already know. An extra battery, reciprocating saw kit. They used to have a 1+ HP reciprocating saw, but it looked ridiculous. It did not look attractive at all. Didn't even look like a good saw. This one, luckily, looks like just every other reciprocating saw you've ever seen, which is honestly what it needs to be. You also have and that's it. Just the reciprocating saw. Okay, let's check out the new products from the 40-volt HP series. This is brand new. 40-volt HP. Now, we already know the HP series from Ryobi. Here's the 40-volt, and we're going to go through the tools right now. First thing is a 21-inch cross-cut self-propelled mower. I know a lot of people are really pumped about these mowers because they are made in America, right? They are assembled here. I mean, they have global materials, I guess. It's really small. But they are made in the USA. A lot of people are really pumped about that. And they also have a cross-cut twin blade system. Now, I've used a lot of mowers, understand. I've mowed many lawns in my career as a golf course, manager, turf manager. So I've used a lot of lawn mowers. And you really don't see too many two-blade systems. The issue is that over time it wears and it gets caught, and those blades kind of get caught together, or horribly gets caught separately, and now you don't have any sort of, I'm trying to think of the word right now, I guess cutting capacity, that sort of thing. I don't know if that makes complete sense, but the issue is, what the goal of this crosscut cutter is, that it cuts like scissors almost. So think of scissors, and that's how the blades cut. Pretty unique. I'm curious to see. Most lawns that people have don't really need crosscuts. Unless you are really passionate, if you're like one of those dads that love their lawn, this might be really good for you. But for most people, it doesn't really work very well. It's also driven 70-minute runtime per charge. Not bad. They also have just a normal self-propelled lawnmower, 70-minute runtime as well. So these are for probably the people who do not need the crosscut. Also made in USA. That's awesome. Okay, now we're going to the weed trimmer. I do have the 40-volt weed trimmer. The only thing that I hated about it was that the shaft would bend horribly, right? The shaft of the weed eater had the worst problem, but now this one looks like they have a carbon fiber shaft that should get rid of that bending problem. So maybe I wasn't the only one that had this bending problem. It's also the expanded system, so you can take off the head and put on like a blower attachment, that sort of thing. Expanded's really cool. They have a 26-inch hedge trimmer that's 40-volt. Wow. It also has that hedge sleep on it. That's awesome. An 8-inch auger. This is the one I was pumped about because I'm probably going to be buying it. Right? 8-inch auger can drill 8-inch holes, and it looks awesome. It looks like one of those augers that you would see like a gas-powered auger. I'm very curious on how well it works. Very, very curious. It has 30% more torque, 3 speeds, anti-kickback technology, which is a good or bad thing depending on how you look at it. Here we have an 18-inch chainsaw. This is what I've been waiting for as well. My chainsaw is super small, and I need to cut bigger things. The 18-inch chainsaw has 75 more power compared to the chainsaw I have, so that's pretty incredible. It's already pretty powerful, right? But 18-inch bar and chain, that's awesome. And it comes with one of those heavy-duty like plastic carrying cases, which is a good kind of deal. Awesome. Hey, well, these are all the tools that they just released. Ryobi has a large variety of tools. They actually have one more tool that I saw, and it's kind of like, let me see if I can find it, because I did see one released that was a little crazy. Where's it at? Anyways, I probably won't be able to find it just because their website's a little bit weird. They do have a zero-turn mower. It is 48. Oh, here it is, riding mowers. There it is. It's not even on their website yet. It's a 48-volt zero-turn riding mower. This thing is crazy. They redid the whole deck, so now it's all steel. Everything is insane. It's 100 amp hours, 48-volt, amazing mower. About $5,000. I remember seeing that price, but it's pretty cool that they're still going on with their electric riding lawnmowers. This is the future, in my personal opinion, especially if you live in California. Even though Gavin Newsom signed a law kind of outlawing gas-powered vehicle sales, new gas-powered vehicle sales. The small engine industry was going this way for a while, and it still is. So this is pretty incredible. I'm a huge fan, and yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tool Happens. You will get a Chip Happens on Thursday. I wanted to post this right away. This is going to be pretty, I guess, wholesome, because there's no editing I'm going to do for this. I'm going to put in my editing software. I'm going to take away the kind of blank spaces, and you're going to get all the ums and everything. And that's just how I want these to be. It's very transparent, just me, not really doing anything too serious. I just want to be as real as I possibly can with you guys. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You're going to hear this right away. Keep a lookout for episode 16 of Chip Happens. Catch you guys next time.